lifestyle's been freezing cold like the diamonds in they chain, no lab-grown stones. JimmyBoi, you been baller, sit on the throne. Ain't never sold shit, clone, get your ass on. That bullshit is for the rodeo, it don't belong. Blowing on that donut beat pack from the biggest bone. From K-Town to H-Town, they hold it down. Internationally respected, you see the crowns. Dust Brothers and Theme Kings, we all hustlers. Been ballin' like JimmyBoi was feeding customers. Cold as ice, the block coming cop from us. Realest podcast in the world that can't fuck with us. This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a chance to fall, now we set the price. This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a chance to ball, now we setting the price. Let's get it.
Yo, what's up, everybody? How you doing, man? Welcome to another episode of Cold as Ice. I am one of your hosts, Ben Baller, a.k.a. The Wash Lord, a.k.a. Back 9 Ben. Coming to you live from Hollywood, California. My co-host, Jimmy.
Yes, sir. Straight from that H-Town, man. Y'all know what it is. JimmyBoi, Jimmy the Gent, formerly known as JimmyBoi. Mr. It Is What It Is. Let's get it on. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. This show is brought to you by none other than the world famous Dust Brothers. That's Miles and Jordan. Miles Davis, Jordan Winter to be exact. Theme song by Leo Cartel. Guys, it's been a fucked up few days. I'll be real. Let's start off with Jimmy. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm straight, man. How about you, bro?
You know, the week started out good, and then it just it went a little left. That's life, right? Life will throw you a curveball. Did you? We'll get into it in a second, man. I'd rather hear. When did you get back from New York?
I got back from New York Sunday night.
Oh, you was only there for like a day and a half, 2 days, huh?
Yeah, literally. I just came for like literally pretty much a day and a half.
Did you end up hitting Baekjong or no? Barbecue?
Yeah, I did, bro. I definitely did. They actually changed the name to their sister company, but they remembered me, and you know what I mean? They had told me that to tell you what's up and everything, but we went up there. They showed mad love, you know what I mean? Like Joe, he basically showed us mad love, bro. You know what I mean? I brought Renee up there because he had some shows up there, and you know what I mean? Shout out to Joe, Baekjong.
Did you see Renee in New York too? Or I mean, like, is she a show, or you just guys went to the fight?
Well, actually, we had lunch, and then after that, I stopped by his show, you know, check him out at the Gramercy Theater. He had 2 sold-out shows, man, so it was
nice,
tight, man.
Nice. And then you went to the fight on the same day?
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely, bro.
God damn, bro.
We hit it all. We definitely.
So you know what, man? Before we get into it, dog, I had shared some DMs with one of Golden Boy Promotions, crew, one of their team.
Yeah.
De La Hoya. And I felt weird about the fight. Coming in, when we was in San Francisco watching Devin fight, oh boy, I knew the first round, dude, but Devin was too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing about Ryan that I've always liked is he could be the second coming of De La Hoya, right? Of the De La Hoya. Remember, I'm a little older than you, so when I was 19, me and De La Hoya are the same age pretty much. He was the fucking man. He was the biggest fucking thing. He was the second coming of everything. He was the biggest pride of Mexico and this and that. And I know he had his haters and whatever because they thought he was too whitewashed, whatever the fuck it may be, handsome. Ended up marrying a white chick. I remember the night he met her, Shauna, and it was actually at a club called Union, right across the spot I used to DJ at my friend Panteracero. It was her night, and I was a big fan of De La Hoya, big fan of his whole career until, he started acting up, whatever. Watched his documentary and it fucked me up. I talked about it on Behind the Baller. But anyways, Ryan, promising 20-1, lost to Tank. I'm watching some shit, and I hate the conspiracy shit, right? And I know how bad a liver punch could get, but I'm still questionable about it. I don't think he's a soft kid, you know what I'm saying? He's a lot taller than I think that they list him at. I think he really plays the underdog boss to the T. He said he's trolled the whole world, was acting crazy. You thought I was crazy here and there. I think something's definitely 100 million %, a billion %, something's not right with dude, right? Regardless. I'm not going to take away your skill. I think, dude, definitely something fucked up with dude. And again, by the time he fought, he was 160. When he actually physically walked in the ring, he was 160, right? Yep. Dev was probably 146. You know, he had a 14-pound fucking weight advantage on him, whatever it may be. That's
you definitely can
the
see the weight difference, bro. Like when they stood toe to toe.
He was so much fucking bigger.
You could definitely see it, bro.
A day and a half before the fight, I'm talking to one of De La Hoya's promoters, and he goes, "I'm not touching the fight." And I said, "You know what? I'm not touching the fight either. I always bet on fights." Now I ended up betting a couple $100 on Ryan in the live betting, but there was no real money. I just didn't feel right about it. Now the thing is, Devin's never been known as a big puncher. Now he has 15 KOs. But I've just never seen him like, that's not it. You know, when I saw him fight, the last fight, he was all precision, finesse. You're talking about a guy who actually has knockout power, right? They keep saying, oh, you got a one-trick pony, whatever. Yeah. Whatever it may be, he threw Devin off. He threw Devin off to a whole different... I'm not saying Devin wasn't focused. I'm not saying that at all. And that's the homie, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, thank you for the tickets and everything, right? To sit front row and everything. But when it got down to the first round, and I saw Ryan coming out like a madman, I said, okay, bro, let's see. Now, did he look tired? I don't know. I think the whole thing was just a fucking shit show until the 7th round. Now, I want people to understand, as a friend, as a jeweler, I might reserve my judgment in public, even if called out, when it comes out to an opinion about you. If it's good, it's good. If it's great, it's great. If it's bad, out of respect for you, I won't say anything. Mm-hmm. If you were a professional boxer, if you were a basketball player, if you were a golfer, if you were a professional athlete, and now it's fair game, I'm going to assess my opinion as a fan of the game and as a fan of the sport or whatever it may be that I'm watching. And with that said, that referee was all bad, dog. If you look at how long he took to count, bro, it was 15 seconds, fam. And I'm on Devin's side, dog. You got to think, like, I know Ryan. I wouldn't say we're friends. I would say, you know, we acquaintances for sure. I know Devin. He showed nothing but love. But I'm saying, like, that motherfucking ref was tripping, okay? Like, there was some shit that any other ref, by the way, would have called the fight off after the second knockout. Then they had two of them where they call them as slips. And I'm like, the fuck's going on? I think once he got him the second time, it was over. Like, I was surprised that Devin was even standing up. You know what I mean? Even when he stood up at the end of the fight and he barely stumbled like he was drunk, trying to go up, was like, yeah, and still putting his hands up. I'm like, bro, nah, dog. And, you know, the judge that judged 112 even, I looked at all his other fights. This dude is a piece of shit. He is 100% corrupt scumbag. But you know what? Ryan won. It doesn't matter that he doesn't have the belt because he didn't make the weight. You know what the deal is, right? I hate this rehydration clause and everything, but you being there, what was your actual assessment of the fight?
I'll tell you, man, I'm not going to lie. Like the first knockdown, I was like, okay, cool. He caught him slipping. You know what I mean?
Caught him slipping.
The next couple rounds, it was like, okay, he's strategically, you know, doing what he do. You know, that's what Devin does. He's like you said, precision, skill. You know what I mean? When it started getting into like the 7th round, when he's like knocking him down, it started getting serious, bro. Like, and I'm sitting there, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, man, I fuck with Devin, bro. Like, I really consider him a friend. And it was like I was sitting there and just, you know, that feeling you see your friend just get knocked down, bro. You just want to like kind of get up and help. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, damn, you know what I mean? But it's like, this boy was, man, Ryan was giving it, bro. Like, Ryan was in there, and I was like, I wonder what the strategy was. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was like, on Devin's side, they're like saying like just like try to point it out, like earn the points. But I'm like, yo, this dude's coming in hard, bro. Like once I see him get knocked down like the 3rd time, I'm like, yo, he gonna have to knock him down too. If not, there's no way he gonna win. You know what I mean? He's not gonna be able to strategically. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why I didn't see him like throw no overhands of his, anything like that. You know, I don't know what they were talking about.
How about a power punch?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
I looked at the punching stats. And it was such a offset. I mean, first off, going back to the De La Hoya thing, what I said was, Ryan could knock him out. I showed the DM. I said, Ryan could knock him out. He's got the power to. And that's the only thing I could think of. Other than that, you know, 100% Haney just not going to knock him out. It's so much bigger than him. Mm-hmm. But going back to what your point is, Devin was up 5 rounds to 1. And then got knocked down. and was up 5 rounds to 2 or whatever. It started closing the gap around the 10th, 11th round. And I'm like, you saw how wobbly Devin's legs were at around the 10th, 11th. And it's like, I wanted to be like, come on, bro. Dog, try to. And I don't know if you've ever wrestled or done anything that was competitive thing, like 3 minutes, bro. I'm cotton mouth. You're out of shape. You could go jog 30 miles. It's something totally different of what it was to give everything you have for 3 minutes and try to go back and just like, I'm doing 3 rounds in wrestling. I feel crazy, right?
Yeah.
He was gassed. He was exhausted, right? And it feels bad. And you're just like, what the fuck do you do, right? At that point. And I think he did take him out of his game. And I think he was a little disoriented. If they do a rematch, 100% Devin has to make Ryan fight at 139. You know what I'm saying? 140. Like he has to fight at 140 with the hydration clause so that motherfucker don't jump up to 160 in one day and all that other shit. He was so much bigger. But yeah, it was just a shitty ass night.
It was crazy, bro. You even see they've been posting pictures like comparison of when how he looked when he was fighting Tank and the size difference of when he was fighting, Haney, bro. Like twice the size damn near, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was skinny. He was gassed at 140. He didn't have the power. I kind of like Devin against Gervonta. Now, I don't think that Gervonta's going to fight him, bro. There's no reason to. Like, there's a huge difference. But I think they line up better. It's a different style. I don't know, bro. It's a really interesting game. Like every day you can wake up and it just depends on what side of the bed you wake up on, right? Like you just never know.
Exactly.
And did you end up betting on the fight? Be real.
I bet on the over. You know what I mean?
So
I bet the over, and then I had bet a couple of friends like on the side, like just straight up, like a couple racks on the side, like straight bet. There wasn't like no, plus 600 and nothing like that. So I bet Devin through a couple of friends, So you know what I mean?
I mean, bro, the over was great, but I'm gonna tell you this: the people who bet Ryan, bro, the odds were insane, bro.
Bro, he came
Imagine if I put 20 bands on
Renee bet Ryan. He came up.
How much? Like 5 bands?
Yep, 5 bands. So he won 30.
5 bands, won 25 or 30, depending on
30.
what he entered his bet.
He won 30. I talked
Crazy.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, I would say a majority of people who listen into the show probably do pay attention to my Instagram. I want to tell you guys, I saw the thank yous and the condolences. I appreciate it. I want you guys to understand one thing. I had no intention of doing this show. I had a fan meetup, subscriber golf. I had a garage sale set up for Thursday. I was headed to Vegas to Thursday for 2 days. I was going to relax, play some golf, go meet up with a really big client, huge YouTuber. I have some things I could get ready for. I got the Wash Lord, in less than 2 weeks. I got a big charity event on Monday. I have a lot coming up, and my mind was already kind of out of it. Had a great weekend with my kids. I went to Little Tokyo, met up with a dear friend of mine, hung out at Dave & Buster's. His kids came along. He's got 2 kids, Ryder and Kaya's age. We chilled out there for a couple hours, ate some lunch, head over to Little Tokyo, went to the Sanrio store, got Kaya a little Hello Kitty gift, little pencil box. We was walking over to the Godzilla store to get Ryder something. As I'm paying for Ryder's Godzilla toy, I get a call from my sister. And she's crying. And I said, it's all bad. It's all bad. Dad is dead, and I need you to get out of here as soon as you can and keep your phone on and everything. At that point, I promised Kai to get some boba. Thank God the boba store was next door. Went to get a boba. I said, everyone, we got to get in the car. We got in the car. I made an executive decision as a dad. His kids are already going through a very traumatic time, but I think it was important for them to understand what was going on so they understand what's going on with me. I think I've kept it together very well with what's been going on in the last 15 months. And as we got in the car, it got quiet, and I said, guys, Grandpa died. And they say, which grandpa? I said, my dad. Kaya and Ryder and London were quiet. And I said, I'm sorry, Dad. And Kaya was like, Daddy, I wanted to call him. You wouldn't let me or whatever. And just kind of got a quiet ride home, right? And then I said, hey, guys, go ahead and figure out what you got to figure out. And at that point, a lot of reflection, a lot of mixed emotions. We had a very complicated relationship. Nicolette had hit me about something, about some homework for Kaya. And I told her, I say, my dad just died. And she was like, oh my God. So she called me immediately. She was like, hey, you okay? And I was like, yeah, I'm all right. If you can find some pictures, let me know. Now, not really unbeknownst to me, but Nicolette kept in touch with my dad a lot. She had hundreds of pictures of him and the kids and everything, and from Kaya's birth to whenever, and right a little bit after COVID. My stepmom, my dad's wife passed away, and that's when we had to move him back out this way. Yesterday, in the morning, woke up, had to take my kids to school, made them breakfast, packed their lunches, took them to school, had to tell the teacher, I said, hey, listen, this homework couldn't get done. My father just died, just found out yesterday, and I'm a little disoriented. I apologize. The teacher's like, don't even worry about it. I'm going to do it with her today. Please go take care of yourself. I decided at that point that I was going to go see my dad. I wanted to go see him. Drove over there. And the whole point of this is, I think I've said a lot of what can be taken as negative things about my dad throughout the years, right? And what I'm here to say on the show now is, for anybody who's grieving, anybody who's had an issue with their dad, anybody who's had a death in the family, or anybody who's had a death of a dear friend or a loved one, that's it. They done. It's over. If you had something to say, then say it. You know, if you want someone to love, I'm pretty fucking sure that if I went tomorrow, I think Jimmy knows that I love him. I think that Jordan knows I love him. Miles knows I love him. Fucking Nicolette knows that I loved her, right? Doesn't matter who it is. I don't think anybody was going to ever doubt, anybody that's in my immediate circle is never going to doubt that I don't love them, right? I think what I needed to say, it has been said. And they always say, don't wait till someone's dead to say a eulogy or say something for 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes while they're gone, right? Give them the flowers while they're here. I think I'm really good at that. I rarely miss on that one. I will say, I think at the end of the day, everything I never needed to say to my dad had been said. And he's gone. That's it. I'm at peace with it. You know, his funeral's next week, and it's obviously something that I feel like London and Ryder need to witness and attend to as part of Korean tradition and everything else, and it's part of life. And they're already going through a lot, and I just feel like, you know, God don't put you through things that you can't handle, and they should see it, right? I picked up their suits today, got them black suits, and when I lost Q, when I lost Jonas, when I lost my stepdad, who, you know, pretty much was in my life most of the time, these are traumatic moments in my life, and I know Jonas knew I loved him. He knew that, and I know he loved me. I think the thing is, I just wish there was more time, right? At the end of the day, my dad was on this earth for almost 90 years. If I could fucking make it to 85 or 83, like, dear God, you know, the average life of American human male today is 73 years old, right? Yep. God willing, with all the shit that I've done in my life and all the drugs and all the crazy shit I've done, I mean, if I can make it to 80, that'd be fucking a blessing, right? I would just want to see my kids grow up. That's it. So he lived a full life. I want to say this, even though I've spoke about it briefly. My father dedicated his entire life to philanthropy. I don't want to put it out there like he was a horrible dad. I think that he was dealing with fatherhood the best he knew how. I'm not even making an excuse. I feel like this is my true assessment. I feel like his life was dedicated to discipline, education, and, you know, something about you guys, I don't know if I've really discussed in detail, is my father was separated from his mom when he was around London's age. So I don't know the exact distance. I'm not going to Google it. But to walk from North Korea to South Korea, it's got to be at least a walk from at least Palm Springs to LA. It's got to be at least maybe, you know, Houston to Galveston or whatever. Houston to, I don't know. It's not some short walk. Yep. And to do that as a preteen or whatever it may be, and then not see your mother for 30 fucking years because North Korea is locked down and is a radical country. is fucking nuts. And the fact that he was able to relocate with her and then help hundreds of families in America relocate with their families that got stuck in North Korea, that shit is nuts. Now, in 1981 or 82, we were able to go to Berlin, East Berlin. For a lot of you younger people don't realize that there was a wall, East and West Berlin. There was a wall in Berlin. And the wall came down sometime in the 90s, I forgot when. And we were there then. There was a North Korean embassy. The only North Korean embassy in the world was in East Berlin. And that was when I met my grandmother for the first time. And my dad had seen his mom. And it was a crazy moment. At that moment right there, I found out that day at 8 years old that my mom had an identical twin sister. And I'd never fucking known. And she got stuck in North Korea because the war happened and that was it. Once you were there, it's a wrap. And it was a humbling experience even at 8. It was eerie, dark, sad, in a weird way, lovely. And it was just tough, you know? And I don't remember the first time I experienced a funeral. I'm trying to think. I think it was still pretty late. I think it was maybe in my early 20s, maybe mid 20s, maybe late 20s, at mid 20s, I think. And it's tough for a kid to do that. And I think that I don't think they'll understand, you know, their mortality and what their purpose is in life. Obviously, at this age, Len is barely figuring out his puberty situation, but I want them to pay their respects. And I want to say, you know, my dad dedicated 7 decades of his life to philanthropy. He was a professor at UCLA teaching Asian studies. And as fucking hard as he was on me and harder on my brother and pretty rough on my sister, I think me growing up in Western culture and being so disconnected to the traditional Korean values, that's where our disconnect was. And he broke down a little bit to try to understand me. And I think I rebelled a lot. And one thing my dad said when we go through years without speaking to each other is he laughed. He said, you know what? Ben is so much like fucking me. It's crazy. Now, I was going to say, when I go to sleep, I haven't been on sleep. I don't think I've gotten more than an hour and 45 minutes of sleep in the last couple of days. I do know my dad was very proud of me. And I will say, as many accolades as I've done on this earth, and this including charity with God, Jesus Christ, I can't even fucking, Friendly Earth, a nonprofit, and everything else I've done on this earth, I still feel like that's cool for the social media clicks and for the popularity and what has built me, you know, who I am today. But I think what he did, because my dad never gave a shit about money. So, you know, I respect what my father's work was on this earth, and he served his purpose. He lived a full life. You know, I am a part of him. So a part of me has died because he's gone. And, you know, it is what it is, man. So yeah, it's been a very, very weird time. I took a drive earlier today to my old neighborhood, and I go there when times are real bad with me, when I'm mentally not okay. I go to this place because it was when I remember the early 80s and my life was okay. My parents were together, whether they fought or not. We would all sit down and have dinner. We were together as a family, and it's a weird moment. And I think because I'm so nostalgic that it's hard to digest this and the divorce. It's a lot to ask. It's a lot to ask a grown man, I'm telling you right now, you know, with kids and everything. And with things that are going on. So, you know, I'm gonna bury him next week, and I thought it'd be good to speak about it a little bit. I don't know if I feel necessarily better, but I wanted the energy out there to understand that this man did put decades of work for no money or nothing. I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, Jimmy, that's basically what's going on. So I'm sorry I have not messaged you at all, because I just was not ready to talk to anybody.
No, it's totally understandable, bro. I remember when you let me know what happened, and once again, you know, I send my condolences, and, you know, if there's anything I can do, you know what I mean? Like, I'm here, you know what I mean? So, you know, I just want you to know that, tough times don't last, but tough people do, you know what I mean? And I know it seems hard, and, anything that I can do to help, bro, you know what I mean? I'm here. So I'm glad that you're able to express it on here, you know what I mean? And be able to let some of that out.
It's weird. You feel some shit. I've been having some real morbid dreams of death lately. Some people right now are probably watching this on YouTube like, what the fuck is Ben talking about? I'm being dead ass serious. I told my girlfriend, I was like, yo, I've been thinking about death a lot lately, here and there. When you set up this thing to go see the Devin fight in New York, I already knew it was the weekend I had the kids. But I think if times were different, little things were different, maybe one more notch above on my side, favoring my side, I think I'd have just been like, look, we gonna go out there. Something told me that really I just couldn't. And I think that I'm glad I didn't, because the last thing I wanted to be was out there and then this. I don't know. It was just a weird thing. Enjoy your life, guys. Life is very short. Life is very precious. Jimmy, what's your relationship with your dad like, man?
Me and my dad's relationship is good. You know what I mean? Like, my dad basically raised me since I was a kid. My mom wasn't around. She left when I was a couple months old. So my dad was just like my only, role model besides, I lived in the house with his brothers and sisters. So they were all like my moms and dads that raised me. I actually saw my dad get shot when I was 6 years old, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much like one of the 3 childhood memories I remember growing up. And
who shot him?
Basically a hater. There was like some beef shit going on and all this stuff over money and some street stuff. So they ended up shooting him.
In Vietnam or in Texas?
No, in Texas. And so my dad was my dad's a very famous drummer in the Vietnamese community. You know what I mean? They have a band with my aunt and uncle that's really known. And long story short, like these dudes was hating. Like the dude shot my dad trying to get revenge so he couldn't play the drums ever again. You know what I mean? And it was pretty crazy, bro. I ain't gonna remember. I still remember it like it was yesterday. That's the crazy part. I remember they had ran in and brought me in the house because my cousin was holding me. And then the shootout started happening outside. They sit me down in the living room, and I remember looking into the kitchen, and my dad's in there sitting on the chair, and he's like rocked back like this, and his leg is out, and my aunt's like on the floor like trying to wrap his leg, and there's blood everywhere. And I'll never forget, my dad like turned over to the left, and we just made eye contact, and I just sat there and kind of just froze, bro. And that's something that I've always had in my memory, you know what I mean? Like, and growing up, it was just a lot of me and him, but he was busy, just trying to, I think my dad was just trying to find me a mom. He tried to do his best, you know what I mean? He didn't have a dad. His dad died when he was a couple months old. So, he remarried, and he lives with his wife. And, we talk like once a week and every now and then see each other.
Is he still in Texas?
Yeah, he's still in Texas.
Okay.
So, it's just...
So you guys are good and everything?
Yeah, we cool, you know what I'm saying?
It's just important that everyone listening to this, because the relationship with me and my mom is great. She's starting to lose it a little bit. She's starting to enter the dementia stage right now. I think she had a really, really, really hard life as well. Yeah. And I think a lot of the reason why I'm mad at my mom, mad at my dad, is because of the way he treated my mom and me. But go on, I'm sorry.
No, but like you said earlier, it's like, I think it's very important to make sure that you feel like you said what you said, you know what I mean? Or whatever you said to people that you love and family and anybody, you know what I mean? Like, because, there were times when me and my dad didn't talk for a while. We fell out on things, and I just always made sure in my heart to know that, like, whatever it is, I said what I had to say. And if something does happen tomorrow, I will be okay with that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I tell y'all, like, anybody out there, like, no matter how you feel like you got issues with your parents or whatever it might be, you got to communicate, and you got to understand you can't treat them like how you treat somebody in the streets or whatever like that. Like, everybody has their own demons or their own issues that they do. And like with my dad, like, I've learned that it's better that I love from afar. You know what I mean? I'm here for him if he ever needs me, whatever it is, but I love from afar, you know what I mean? And it's, it keeps peace of mind for me and other things. So it's very important for y'all to make sure y'all communicate, man. Definitely.
Listen, Jimmy just said something really important, and I saw a beautiful passage, and this shit fucked me up. And I want you guys to understand that this hit so hard, it brought clarity to my life. It's going to be very confusing for some of you guys to understand what I'm about to say. But Jimmy just hit it on the head in a very short moment. He didn't really articulate what I'm going to say is going to articulate it. One of the greatest lessons in life that I've learned is that letting go of something or someone is the truest form of love. If you truly care for somebody and you want the best for them, sometimes the best for somebody is not being with you. And sometimes the best for you is not being with somebody. Regardless of how much you love them, regardless of how much it made your life better, sometimes you have to learn that the best thing for both parties is to just let go and detach.
Definitely,
Now,
for sure.
You may not understand that, but it brought some real clarity to my head, and my head has not been straight in the last few days, right? One of the parts about death that are the hardest to deal with is, with Q was probate, you know, the wife, the business, where's the money going, where's this? The business part of it is fucked up. When Homicide's mom died, he had to figure that out. You know, does she want to be cremated as this? And he just went against her. He went, to her wishes and then handling her business and whatever. And, what she had in her estate and things like that. And like, they had hit me with that yesterday. And I was like, guess what? Don't care. Let my brother deal with it. Me and my brother ain't really spoken in a few years since the end of the height of the pandemic. But like,
the crazy thing is, my aunt actually just passed away last week. I went to the funeral yesterday. You know what I mean? She died from colon cancer, bro. And the crazy thing was, I went to go see her mom, which is basically, she's my mom's cousin. Her mom is my grandma's sister, little sister, you know what I mean? She was like crying, hugging me and telling me that. So basically my aunt didn't even let her know that she was dying until maybe like 3 or 4 days before she passed away, because she was trying to hide it and really hoping that she would be able to beat it, Like seeing my like grandaunt just like how sad she is and just lost, because she's just like, she never told me nothing. I didn't know anything. Like, it's messed up, you know what I'm saying? Like seeing people go through the pain of the situation, but at the same time, like I tell them, like, she's not hurt no more. She's in a better place. Yeah. So, like for me, if I always talk, cause it's crazy, bro. Cause it's like, I've thought about, I wouldn't say often or whatever, but there have been situations where it's like, I think about, what if I'm not here? Like, what is it going to be like? Or what does it need to be like? Things like that.
That's the scariest
just
part
trying
for
to
me.
prepare it.
If my kids were Vanna's age, then I wouldn't worry so much. But yeah, you got little Jimmy, you got, Jackson. It's like, it's scary.
Yeah, bro. And you just never know, you know what I mean? And it's like, even, I got my trust done and all that stuff, but it's like, even with all that, it's just still, it's like being able to be, in their lives, to be, a witness and be there for them, like just be there. It's just, life is, you can't take it for granted, man, for real. And I feel like a lot of people are doing that now, but can't take it for
Listen,
granted.
guys, what are you talking about? The trust is very important. If you get a living trust, get started on it, get your will, protect yourself if you're married. I suggest people look into life insurance. If you're older, like Jimmy or my age, go with term insurance. Ethos is really good. Help your family out.
And I know it, especially like Vietnamese people. Like I know, like growing up, like they would always be like, "Why would you want to get life insurance for me?" Or "Why are you worried about getting that? Like, why are you worried about dying?" But it's like you got to face the facts. The only thing guaranteed in life is death. And especially you have family and you got children, like you want to make sure that things are set up to where, they can be in a better position. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like you say, like probate's crazy. And if you don't got things set up, all that stuff can get trapped and locked up for years and things like that. People gonna fight. Yeah. It's gonna get ugly. You know what I mean? Yeah. Especially you got more kids and stuff like that. Everybody gonna fight for that. It's just life.
All split up evenly. Yeah, it's split up evenly. My shit is very, very direct to the point. Mm-hmm. With that said, guys, we got a commercial here. BetterHelp actually is possibly the best fucking thing in the world, because I'm going to call them in the morning. How is your social battery? How is your social battery right now? Mine is currently running on empty. It can be easy to ignore our social battery and spread ourselves thin, especially with social gatherings picking up after the winter. What's the right amount of socializing for you, and how do you recharge? Maybe you thrive around people, or maybe you need some alone time. Therapy can give you the self-awareness to build a social life that doesn't drain your battery. I've benefited from therapy. Jimmy has benefited from therapy because sometimes it's nice to have someone to talk to that's just there to listen. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Find your social sweet spot with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/baller today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/baller. Now, guys, real quick, I want to announce something. Dave & Buster's is doing a half off all month if you are a D&B Rewards member. I'm a D&B Rewards member, of course, and everything, and they sponsor me. So is them. So check this out. Let me explain this real quick to you guys. There are D&Bs in almost every single state in America. They're starting to go global as well now. If you go to Dave & Buster's the rest of the month, okay, let's say you have a bill that's $300. It's now $150. Let's say you got a $100 dinner with your family. It is now $50. Okay, if you spend $50 on something, you get drinks, going out, watching a fight, watching the NBA Finals, 50% off for the rest of the month. If you're a rewards member, that is a fucking steal. You're going to get some good-ass food. They had a new menu. Yeah, I went on Sunday, and we're going again. It's 50% off. Now, switching gears. Jimmy, you got anybody in your crew that you have repeatedly told them to do something, and then at a certain point, they don't listen anymore? You come to a crossroads where you're like, this is my friend, man. If I keep telling him what to fucking do, I sound like his boss, and it's just not good. So I'm just going to stop telling this motherfucker because he ain't listening. You ever had anything like that before?
No, definitely, bro. I definitely had something like that. You know what I mean? I had a dude who's like my brother, you know what I mean? And it's like we had fell off for a second, you know, and then we hooked back up again. But it's like he just on the same shit, you know what I mean? And it's like I tried to really steer him in the right way and try to help him. But it's like, people just, you know, people like you can literally like grab a person and show them the path. Say, walk straight and you'll fucking get $1 million. And somehow, some way, if they're not on the same page as you, if they don't see what you see, which most of them won't, they are never going to walk that straight path to that million right away. They're going to make their life harder. Literally, bro.
Yeah. Well, with that said, I want to make an announcement to everyone that knows me. Okay. I'm going to let you fail now. I'm letting fools fail.
Yep.
I'm not going to stop you from doing stupid shit anymore. I am not going to let you, I'm sorry, I'm not going to stop you from doing dumb shit. I'm going to let you learn. You got to learn. You go learn the fucking hard way. You tell me, why the fuck you tell me? Because I'm tired of telling you. So if you got people in your camp, in your crew, or family members, they ain't going to listen because motherfuckers don't listen at all. You know who does listen? Girls. Girls listen to their dumbass friends that'll fuck up their relationships. And I talked about it before because they're miserable and whatever.
True.
And it's like, all right, guys are different. Guys don't listen. And it's opposite because one's trying to help them, the other one's trying to hurt them. So
and like I tell them,
I just want to tell you guys.
You got to sleep in the bed that you make. You got to sleep in the bed that you make. Straight up. You're going to have to learn. You're going to learn the hard way. Like, because at the end of the day, it's like, even if we keep trying to, you know, help them avoid those problems, it's only going to get worse because now we're handicapping them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it is.
That entitlement is a motherfucker.
You know, I want to talk about something that we were supposed to talk about on the last episode, but fan questions was so goddamn long. By the way, that was great fan questions. I think they're going to get better and better, and we will have guests on soon. I do have people who want to come on the show. I think I need to get the Wash Lord tournament out the way. I need to film this movie or this TV show that I'm doing, which I'll speak about later. Once I can. I can't. I've signed an NDA. I can't. But I want to talk about this soft guy era. Drizzle. Have you guys seen this term on TikTok? Drizzle. Like soft guy era. Jimmy, please chime in. Soft guy era. What's your thoughts?
Just like it says, man, soft. Like you know what I mean? Like. It's weird, you know what I mean? Like there's just so many terms for everything now. I feel like that's what it's all about now. Labels and terms, man. It's weird.
Do you know? Here, hold on. Here, let's see what. Okay, so what is the soft guy era? Man space influencers on TikTok and elsewhere have been hyping up the phrase soft guy era for the last week or so, working hard to get the hashtag trending and plant the idea in people's minds. It seems to be working, at least on young men. I wish I didn't look into it. According to Scarface Mark, the person at the center of the soft guy trend is a man in the soft guy era wants a woman to find who will take care of him in ridiculous ways. Seems straightforward enough, but Scarface is expressing a desire to be what is used to be called a kept man. Like most everything from red pill adjacent people, the soft guy era is a reactionary and dishonest concept to a troll driven by misogyny and money. Look, don't need to get too much more into it.
You know, let me say something. Like, I'm old school.
It's guys want to be taken care of. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm old school. You know what I mean? The way I was raised, the man is the provider. You know, that's just what it is. Like, you can make money. You're my girl. You can make money. I respect it, whatever it is. But I'll take care of the home. I'll take care of my family. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is, man. That's just how it be. Like, you know, like you hear people like you take a girl to dinner or you do this and that. And they're like, oh, you trick it, whatever. No, that's just what a man should do. Pay for your dinner, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. There should be no expectation or nothing attached to that. And it's just, I think we live in a world where everybody's just expecting this, expecting that. They do shit for what they want to do. Like, they're not doing it out of what there's no more morals and principles. People, I said this the other day, bro, like when we were growing up, you know, we had TV shows like Full House, Family Matters, Boy Meets World, Saved by the Bell, and so on. The list goes on, you know what I mean? And to some people, these shows might be tacky or they were tacky, whatever. But one thing about these shows, they always had a message in the end. Whether it be teaching you how to be honest, teaching you how to be loyal, like integrity, not to steal. Like, it's just a lot of things, you know what I mean? And now we live in a world, no one's watching those things. Everybody's just watching content, watching people on YouTube doing this and that. And it's just weird to me, you know what I mean? Like, there's no one that's being taught, you know, certain things, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I can't be with somebody, have somebody just take care of me. Like, that's something that has to do, I might as well cut my nuts off.
It's weird. Could you imagine a girl being like, hey, Jimmy, okay, so I'm going to work today, and here's $100 for lunch, and please try to look for a job, and if you can't, that's fine, and try to take care of the house, this and that, whatever, and look out. Like, would you not feel crazy?
Bro, there's I don't know if you're the comedian Ben the Don. He's a comedian on Instagram, man. He did this clip, this skit with Sexy Red, where she's like the bread getter. She's like sitting on the couch with a side dude, and he comes up, her boyfriend, and he's like, oh, babe, I just cleaned the house. You know, I just got this done and that done. Can I have some money? Go get a haircut. She's like, why you asking for so much? She gave him $20. He goes, but babe, my haircut's $40. And then he's like, so who's this guy right here? What's his name? She's like, don't ask me no questions. Motherfucker, you ain't getting no money. Like, it's hilarious, bro. Like, I'm gonna show you the skit, man. It's hilarious, bro. But that shit's just wild, man. That's just wild.
I just felt like I made it in life when I could provide for my family. You know, exactly. At the time when I was married. You know, now it's a different type of situation, right? Just my kids are going to be good, I'm good, and that's my main concern. With that said, I think it's safe to say that me and Jimmy don't fuck with the soft guy era. Some guys are taking it as a joke. Some guys are dead serious about splitting bills and things like that. We've talked about that so many times. I want to talk about it again. We are going to get in some shit on the next episode. I just want to wrap up real quick and say, have you seen any good movies lately? I know you said you saw The Omen the other night.
I saw The Omen. That was cool.
How was it? Was it scary?
It was a lot better than the first. Well, it's called The First Omen. It was a lot better than The Omen that came out, you know, what was that? Maybe 8 years ago. It was cool.
Okay. Did you ever see the original Omen from the 80s?
No, I didn't see the original one.
Okay. It was scary as fuck. But, you know, it's way different. So, yeah, man, if you guys got any good movie suggestions, you know.
I went to go watch Ghostbusters with the kids.
Oh, how was that? I was supposed to take the kids for that. How was that?
Bro, I'm not going to lie. Like, it was good, man. It was even better than the last one. So it was good. I really liked it.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, it's tight.
Well, we're looking forward to, is it May 5th, I think, or May 10th? I'm not sure. But the new Planet of the Apes, both my kids are, well, all three, but they love movies regardless. The Planet of the Apes is such a great fucking movie. Obviously, Bathing Ape, was based upon that shit. But all the ones that have come out have been crazy, and this one looks insane. And by the way, I already said Godzilla vs. Kong was incredible. Holy shit. I'll give that movie a 93. Man, that movie was so violent. Holy shit.
That was good.
It was good.
I liked it.
So we're looking forward to Planet of the Apes. You guys know that one of my monikers is Odesu, a.k.a. Old Boy. Me and Jonas were always Old Boys. One of my favorite movies of all time. It's my top 10 favorite cinematographic pieces of art. That is true cinema. That is true film right there. Old Boy is coming out with a series. I don't know when it's coming out or what, but if you do find out more information, or before I do, Old Boy's coming out with the series. I can't wait to watch it. If you guys do get any movie suggestions, send them to coldiceIcepod@gmail.com. Guys, I want to say thank you again for all the condolences. I will say I'm good, but I'm not good. Like I said, it is a complicated, a lot of mixed emotions, and again, a lot of reflection. And I will say that focusing on the good parts and the good times has brought some peace to my mind. And again, it's over. Ain't no coming back. If there's somebody you need to make peace with or whatever, do it. Because a lot of people just stop talking. Some people are too cool. Some people like to play games. Some girls like, well, I'm not really good at initiating this, that, whatever, and this. And it's like, you know what, man, that's their fucking problem. Reach out to somebody and say you love them. Is there anything else, Jimmy, you want to say?
No, that's it, bro.
All right, guys, make sure you see that button right there. As it's over here. Please hit that subscribe button. Homework assignment for this week is to tell a friend to subscribe to Cold as Ice Pod. Man, get us up to that 100,000. I know once we start getting guests and we start talking shit and acting a fool and whatever and getting this thing going, it's a little bit of a slow start, but the good thing is we are talking about some real shit. We are in video. You get to see both of our ugly faces. And again, please subscribe. Tell friends to subscribe. And I appreciate y'all. Yo, Miles, take us out of here.
This lifestyle we live, man, it's cold as ice. We took a chance to fall, now we set the price.